Hi, this is Marc Dubois from Harotech. I am presenting here the second video showing how to program a simple LabVIEW application for the Microsoft Hololens using the Haro 3D library version 2.0. The present video focuses on 3D objects and on handling a hold event. Let's start from where we left in the previous video. If I want to add 3D objects to my 3D picture control, I need here to configure it so that I have a camera controller. I set it as spherical so I can change the point of view if I want. And also right-click auto projection, I want to use perspective. Now I go to the block diagram and I'm adding a new event case. Now this time this is for the dynamic HoloLens event data user event. So this is for when the HoloLens is generating some data. So the data associated with the HoloLens event data, there's a kind, which they give the type or the kind of data event, and also the data itself. So I'm creating a case structure, and I'm going to put the code in each of the case that's going to handle each of the different kind of event. I select here add case for every value, and I go to the none, and I'm removing the default. I don't want the default. Notice that there is a none and also an invalid. Those are in case of communication errors. So the first event I want to handle is the hold. If the HoloLens user makes a hold gesture, then the code in this case is executed. The code to be executed is to display a choice the HoloLens user can select. So here I will go to Harotech, Haro 3D, HoloLens, commands, user interface, and I select multi-line display. So the multi-line display is going to be a dialog with different lines, and HoloLens user can select which lines he wants. The input is an array of strings, and each string corresponds to one item to be selected. So I want to be able to give the choice to create a box, create a cylinder, create a sphere, and create a panel. And I'm going to add another item. It's going to be show VI from panel, but this is for a later video. When the HoloLens user selects an item, what is returned as a text response event is the string. So I'm going to use the same array to determine which the HoloLens user selected. That's it for my hold event. And now I go to the text response, and I'm going to use the match first string, and here I need to extract the data from the event. I go to Harotech, Haro 3D, HoloLens event data, and extract text message. Connect the output string to my match for string VI. Now this VI is going to output an index corresponding to which text has been selected from this array. So I'm creating a case structure, and I connect the index, and I'm going to erase index 1 and use it as my default case for the moment. Make this the default case. Now I go to my index 0. Index 0 corresponds to create box. So I want to create a box here. Go to Harotech, Haro 3D, 3D objects, and I select create box. So if I open my help, you can see here that there are several parameters, but the required ones are the dimensions, material info, and position. Those are the only parameters I'm going to use for the moment. So I go to my dimension, I do create constant, and here those are the dimensions of my box in the XYZ direction. So I want, for the material info is the appearance, and I'm going to create a constant and change it to an icon. I'm just going to use the ambient color, and here I'm going to use a color box, and my box is going to be red. And the position, I want my box to be centered in my field of view, but 2 meters away in the Z direction. And that's it. Now I want to send this box to the HoloLens, so I have to add the shape to the HoloLens space. HoloLens, commands, 3D objects, and add shape. I also want to add it to LabVIEW 3D picture control. I need to create a 3D picture control object reference. So I go to here and I select here to LabVIEW 3D picture control. And thanks to the magics of dynamic dispatching, here it's going to change automatically to the specific VI for a 3D box. I need to add the reference that was created to the 3D picture control using the add object VI. So to be able to use my 3D picture control, I need to create a scene. So I'm going to create it outside the while loop. Scene. I'm going to add it as a shift register. And now I need to finish here my connection. I want to make sure that all cases are connected. Same thing for the error. And same thing for all the event cases. Now go back to my text response. And index 0 is for the create box. Now I want to create a cylinder, so I just need to duplicate my case. And here I'm going to replace it with a create cylinder. And notice that you have to make sure that you select the function corresponding to the arrow 3D and not the 3D picture control. So I replace it, and notice here that the 3D picture control reference also changed. I don't want the objects to overlap, so I'm going to offset it by 0.5. And the dimension, I want the length to be 0.3 meter. The radius is going to be 0.1 meter. And the color, I'm going to select a yellow. Create cylinder. Now I could duplicate the case again. Now I'm creating a sphere. And now I duplicate again. And here I'm creating a panel. The panel is a window that's going to show either the front panel of a VI or an image of a control, like a graph. And for the moment, that's all I need. I also need to connect my 3D picture. So the VI is ready. I go back to my front panel and I start it. Now I go to my Hololens simulator.
LabVIEW application is connected.
I simulate the hold gesture. Now I have the choice: create box, create cylinder, create sphere. And if I want to see the extra parameter for which the code has not been implemented, and I want to first, I want to create a box. I'm going to step back, hold again. Now I want to create a cylinder. Hold again, go to create sphere. I create the panel. So the panel was positioned here, but if I move it outside my field of view, it's going to move inside the field of view. So it automatically positions so that it remains in the field of view of the user. If I go back to my LabVIEW VI, you can see that my object's here. So that's it for the moment. Just terminates the VI in the HoloLens. As usual, do not hesitate to leave questions or comments. You can also contact me directly by going to arrowtech.com. Thank you for watching.